But have you ever heard a story so incredible it sounds like a myth, yet it teaches us the deepest truths about life, redemption, and the power of the human spirit? Today, we're diving into the legendary tale of Milarepa, a man who transformed from a vengeful sorcerer into one of Tibet's most revered saints. This isn't just a story from centuries ago. It's a timeless epic about hitting rock bottom and climbing to the highest peaks of human potential. Milarepa's story begins not with peace and prayer, but with tragedy and revenge. Born into a wealthy family, his world was shattered when his father died. A greedy aunt and uncle seized the family's fortune, casting Milarepa, his mother, and his sister into a life of poverty and servitude. They were treated worse than servants, clothed in rags, and fed scraps. The bitterness and desperation grew in his mother's heart, and she saw only one way out: vengeance. Driven by his mother's relentless pleas, the young Milarepa was sent away to learn black magic. He proved to be a frighteningly gifted student. With his newfound dark powers, he conjured a powerful hailstorm that destroyed his aunt and uncle's crops right at the moment of harvest. But that wasn't enough. At a wedding celebration for his cousin, Milarepa unleashed a more terrible spell. He caused the house to collapse, ending the lives of 35 people, though sparing the aunt and uncle so they could witness the devastation he had wrought. Milarepa had achieved his revenge, but instead of satisfaction, a profound sense of guilt and terror washed over him. The weight of his actions was crushing. He was haunted by the faces of those he had harmed, and he realized the karmic debt he had incurred was immense. This agonizing remorse became the turning point of his life. He knew he had to cleanse his soul, but how could anyone possibly atone for such terrible deeds? This quest for purification set him on a new, even more arduous path. His search for a true spiritual master led him to the great translator Marpa. But if Milarepa thought his path to redemption would be easy, he was mistaken. Marpa, seeing the deep-seated negativity in Milarepa, decided to put him through a series of brutal, seemingly impossible trials. These weren't gentle teachings. They were tests designed to break his pride and purify his karma. Marpa first commanded Milarepa to build a circular stone tower on an eastern ridge, all by himself. Milarepa toiled, hauling massive stones, his hands bleeding and his back aching, until the tower was halfway complete. Then Marpa ordered him to tear it down and return every single stone to its original place. Next, he was told to build a semicircular tower on a western ridge. Again, Milarepa labored until it was half built, only for Marpa to command him to demolish it. This cruel to-be-kind cycle repeated itself. A triangular tower on a northern ridge, built and then torn down. Each time, Milarepa was filled with despair, his body battered and his spirit nearly broken. His back developed raw open sores from carrying the stones. Yet, driven by his desperate need for redemption, he obeyed without question. He was pushed to the absolute limit of human endurance, a purification process that was as physical as it was spiritual. The final and most famous task was to build a 9-story tower. This time, Marpa allowed it to be completed. But even then, he refused to give Milarepa the sacred teachings he so desperately craved. Broken-hearted and feeling utterly hopeless, Milarepa even contemplated taking his own life. It was at this moment of complete surrender, when his ego was completely shattered, that Marpa finally relented. Marpa revealed that these harsh trials were a necessary and compassionate method to swiftly purify the immense negative karma Milarepa had accumulated. Each stone he carried, every drop of sweat and blood, was a step toward his spiritual cleansing. Now that his mind was a worthy vessel, Marpa bestowed upon him the precious teachings of the Dharma. With his teacher's blessing, Milarepa retreated into the remote caves of the Himalayas. For years, he meditated in solitude, wearing only a thin cotton cloth and surviving on nothing but wild nettles. His dedication was absolute. His skin turned green from his diet, but his mind became as vast and clear as the mountain sky. He faced down inner demons, transcended physical suffering, and ultimately achieved the supreme goal, enlightenment. Milarepa became a beacon of hope. He emerged from his seclusion not as a recluse, but as a master who shared his wisdom through spontaneous songs of realization, known as the These songs, simple yet profound, spoke directly to the hearts of ordinary people, farmers and nomads, teaching them the path to freedom. He demonstrated that no matter how dark one's past, no matter how grave the mistakes, the potential for complete transformation and enlightenment exists within us all. Milarepa's life is a powerful testament to the idea that the spiritual path is not always gentle. It requires immense effort, unwavering faith, and the courage to face our own deepest shadows. His story reminds us that our greatest obstacles can become our most powerful fuel for growth. He proved that even from the depths of despair, one can rise to the heights of spiritual attainment. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey into the life of Milarepa. His story is one that has inspired millions, and I hope it has touched you as well. If you found this story inspiring, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear a message of hope and redemption. And don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next exploration into the world's most profound spiritual tales. Until next time, stay curious and keep seeking.